but you can probably figure it out.
Okay, I think there's a stream going. I'm trying to test something here.
One of the differences is we don't use CIs or do undercover buys and that sort of thing.
And just so everyone's on the same page, what would a CI be?
Confidential informant.
Okay, and that's something that you would typically use in the narcotics unit, but not in major crimes.
Correct.
Okay. I want to bring your attention to February 6th, 2025. What were you doing on that day?
I got a call that there was a suspicious death in Bakeland.
Hot terror.
That was talking
Why
about. Did
is
you
there
actually
one
sleep? About what
on?
time did this call come in?
Roughly midnight. A little after.
Oh, I am live.
Did you actually sleep? About what time did this call come in?
Hello, all. If anyone's watching.
Oh, I am live.
This is weird. If anyone's watching. Stream sniping. Yes, I am stream sniping. I am actually playing with OBS, and I was trying to create a test video or test stream that was private, and that did not work out so well. I'm missing a monitor. I don't have all the plugins ready to go, but we're playing around with it. There, how's that? Hello. I was stream sniping, but now I'm not. Did it stop playing? It did stop playing. All right. Can you hear this? Is the first question.
Absolutely.
Can you hear the Baker stream?
Yeah, stand by.
OBS is a pain in the ass, but I'm really looking forward to getting it set up. Even have a Lego set up. Ooh.
It would have been
No, we can't hear. Okay.
Midnight on
Can you hear it now?
That's what I read.
Baker gave me the thumbs up.
No problem.
Just remember, you need real butter and cinnamon sugar. That's just sugar and some cinnamon powder you mix
What is he
together.
talking about?
You need that to put on top of it.
Can we hear this? Okay, you can
I
hear
like
it
to
now.
eat it in the winter because
When it's
it'll give you
just solo, can you hear
that
it?
core heat because
I
you're a
can
little
see it
cold all
on
the
my
time now,
controls.
and having something like that or soup and stuff like that, it'll just give you that
This is just a test
good
stream.
internal heat.
We could hear it the whole time. Okay, you can hear it the whole time. Now, can you hear it? Because he's talking. Baker's talking. He's talking so much. Can you hear anything besides my voice? No. Okay. Cool. All right. So, yeah. And then I'm going to have
the man, the myth,
the windows
the
set up
legend.
here for all of us on the Lego stream.
Everyone has
It's going to be
been,
a good time.
Waiting for you, Brandon. I said.
Okay. I don't know what he's talking about. What? He's talking about
Is it fair to say that
unaliving
you
somebody?
recall the night of a Thursday going into a Friday?
Yes.
Okay. And
Okay.
if we have previous testimony that Thursday
Alright,
is the
this could
6th
be
and
fun.
Friday is the 7th.
This could be fun. I've got a, like, I can cut my cam, and then I could just be a voice in your head. I got to add in some videos and some other plugins. You can see the Lego stream is kind of sort of set up. Chord is loud compared to me. I got to adjust the mixing. All right, let's try this.
Does that sound right?
Because this is
I can't argue with
very
the
low
calendar.
volume.
Okay. So you get this call around midnight.
Okay, so how is the court volume now compared to me? Is it still really loud? You know what I need to set up is so that the output is in my ears. Can't hear court. Too low, can't hear it. Okay, so this is this better? This is at 40.
You don't tell your husband and he forgets to put the forest.
Baker, I'm trying to listen to court, damn it. Keep it playing.
Look weird when the insurance company comes, but you just blame the nose.
Barely audible. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. It's a
So let me go to 35.
And so you said they
Negative 35. And the mixer,
part of kind of an area.
negative 35 is too low.
The sheriff's office refers to it as the Bay
All right,
Shore.
how about
And what
negative
all is included in
25?
Bay Shore?
Baycliff and
It's a
San Jose.
quarter
And how
reduction in
familiar
the
are you with the Bay
audio
Shore as a whole?
compared to mine.
Very familiar.
And is it for those same reasons for the
Is this a
retirement
better
control?
mix? You can hear me over
And
it?
narcotics.
Okay. So is from your time in narcotics, you also got familiar with the Bayshore. Is that fair?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just.
Um,
That's close.
is
Better.
the Bayshore
Okay.
somewhere
So
where,
negative
narcotics is
25
pretty prevalent or not very?
for the stream.
Once you arrived
for the
at 473
courtroom
15th Street,
is
can you tell
better.
the jury what it is you could see?
So
See, all of this was supposed to be private, and
there
then I
were
was
patrol
just
cars
going
that were
to.
already there.
play it back.
Obviously, they were first on scene.
But since you're all
They
here,
contacted
at least a
the
few of
on-call
you are
detective,
here.
who was Detective Hudson, and which is where I got dispatched to. head
Does
out there.
the
when I got out there, I made
is this like
contact with
weird?
Deputy
Does it
Couch.
change?
And when you
I don't know. I'm
made
playing around
contact
with all
with
this
Deputy
stuff.
Couch, what was the first thing that you did?
I got briefed on
Does
what he
Baker
had
need
on
to be
scene,
bigger?
and then I made contact with Detective Hudson, who got there as soon as I tried it.
And what
Like,
was
how's
it that you
that?
and Detective Hudson started doing?
Does that look
we
better?
made contact with Terry Hutton and conducted an interview with him inside my unit.
And without telling me anything that Mr. Utton said, did you learn his relationship to?
I gotta add the.
And what was that?
That he
Can't
was
pull it up.
the
Thank you, Dolly, for the
former
8-month
brother-in-law,
member chat.
now boyfriend.
Can't pull
Keith.
this up,
And
Burr.
did you learn who all lived
I
inside that
cannot
residence?
because I don't have that plugin.
Yes,
I'm
it
working
was
on
Tammy
that
and
as
Tara.
well as a multi-stream plugin,
After you made contact with Mr.
and
Utton, what was
so
the
I can
next thing that
stream
you did?
to various YouTube channels that I
got a
have
search warrant for the
at
resident
the same time,
Why is it that you pressed
and
because we didn't
adding
at that
other
time, we didn't
guests.
know where Tara King was, and she still has an
And then
expectation
pulling
of
up the
privacy
chat.
inside her home.
I gotta add in all these
And
plugins.
we wanted to search her room as
So we're
well.
just playing
as
around.
The rest of the residents, and since she was not there to give consent,
You posted
we
it
had
in
to
Dolly's
search
Discord.
warrant for the entire
Thanks.
property.
So is it fair to say you wrote it just as an abundance of caution with there being
All right,
multiple
so
people in the home?
this audio mix sounds good though, right?
Your Honor, may I approach this witness?
Yes.
I'm approaching you with what's been temporarily marked as states 99.
I meant to
Without
cancel
telling
8
me what
months
it
ago.
is,
Oh well.
do you recognize
Well,
this
I
document?
just canceled my subscription to yours, so.
Has it been changed or altered in any way other than the exhibit stickers added by the state?
Not to my knowledge. No.
Your Honor, may the state move.
All right, but the audio mix is good, like this, right, guys? So this is negative 25 on the courtroom feed, 100% on mine, with the mixer at negative 35. Yeah, we can see Baker's chat. Show chat. Okay, there. Now we have Baker's chat.
To admit states 99.
States 99 will be admitted.
And Detective Bernard, what is states 99?
That's the search warrant I wrote for the residents.
And can you tell us that address real quick?
Look at that, we're getting
4723
OBS
Dixon
going.
Street, Bakeland, Galveston County, Texas.
And is that a photo of the residence?
It is.
Let's see.
Now, once you obtained this search warrant, did you execute this search warrant?
Yes.
And for those of us who may not understand, what does executing a search warrant entail?
There we go.
So executing a search warrant is where it gives law enforcement permission to enter a residence and search the residence.
Live chat.
Typically, there's a process to doing that. Our crime scene guys have to go in and photograph everything before we search the residence. That's typically the.
Is this guy
after
guilty?
everybody's out of the house.
I mean,
So
the cop on
after
the stand.
crime scene went in and did their initial documentation, do you enter the house?
Yes.
And can you tell us what you observe upon entering the house?
So when you walk into the house, you immediately walk into like the living room area. To me, it looked like the place had been burglarized.
All right,
There were
I think this will
things
work.
thrown on.
I need some plugins. Definitely. I need to be able to pull up chat. I can put chat right here. See, so then you can see our chat.
The floor, there were
Oh,
guns kind of
that's
stacked
the
up
wrong
against the wall. There were a bunch of cards and
Well,
papers
I had it.
on the floor.
Where's our
And
chat?
then I walked
Where's our chat?
into,
I got to figure this
the-
out.
there's like a little dining room area and then a kitchen.
There's a way to
Walked
add
into there,
chat.
And then
There it is.
off to the south of that dining room, there's a
So
bedroom
there's a
that
way to
looked like
add
it belonged
chat
to
though
Tara.
directly into the
skid
stream,
rows.
Why do you think it looked like it belonged to Tara?
which
It
I have
was
to figure
full of
out.
a bunch of like young girl stuff, like dolls and
And when you say it was gross, what do you mean?
This will work, I think.
there was old food, there was bottles full of urine, there was
Cops are always
just
guilty.
stuff, and it was nasty. I've been in cleaner dope houses.
Okay. And was
I've been in
Tara's
cleaner
room
dope
in a different
houses, that's
condition
what he
than the rest
said?
of the house?
To me, it was, yes.
Okay. in Kara's room.
Hey,
Where
Amica
did you
fan,
go next?
welcome. We're just doing a little
To the
stream
master
sniping a
bedroom.
baker.
It reminds me of that case with the
Shh, Baker, I'm
immigration-
talking. We're doing a little stream sniping a Baker while we are testing OBS. Getting everything set up for Lego streams, for my talking heads, and for streaming video. That's going to be cool. Am I looking at a new trial? I am not looking at a new trial. What my thought was is that I want to do more interview-based things. And actually, I've been watching this channel. Ooh, let me pull it up. All right. So this is how things, I think, are going to go on this. Let me pull up. I'm sure you guys have seen this guy. He does financial audits. And
Is there an actual plan here, or is it a wham wham? I hate the America.
I wouldn't say that. I mean,
would.
We can disagree with every.
So this guy
elected
does
official.
financial
Actually,
audits.
I
He
I don't
sits,
know about Democratic.
Is there anything in your life that is just?
he's like super fast. All right, so he does financial audits. He brings people in. He goes through their finances. They say like they're struggling, they can't pay their bills, and he's like, "Dude, you're spending way too much money on OnlyFans and fast food." But he sits down with them and goes through it all. And as
Did you give them back? Did you leave them? I'm confused because it seems
As
so
I was
sudden that
watching
you had them
this-
and then all of a sudden they're not.
Yeah,
I was thinking this is very similar to what I do with client consultations. So I thought that I would do something similar, but from a legal standpoint. Sort of an ask a lawyer publicly kind of things. So that's what I'm actually looking at doing more so with this channel than trial streams, although I'll still review cases, maybe some motions and things like that, but not streaming trials because I just don't have the bandwidth to stream trials. So I was thinking something similar to this, except maybe not bringing in those people, although I'm sure they're guilty of some crime. But
5
doing
to
something
7 and 8 and 9 years ago.
doing something similar to
I'm
this.
sorry you went through that. That doesn't mean life is done, and that is not this conversation and not this show. But you say you're not giving up, but your entire life looks like giving up. You're not.
So I kind of want to, because there's so many people that come to me with their issues, and I never see people at their best. But I think it could be a good learning experience for everybody. So I am thinking about doing something similar to that, something a little more regular. It'll also be pre-recorded and sort of uploaded probably on a Premiere, so I can hang out and chat with you all. But that's the idea. And then I was thinking about doing something different with the way I stream, not using StreamYard. Everyone seems to be having issues with StreamYard. I'm having some issues with StreamYard, so I'm setting up OBS, getting it set up so that Wendy and Valhalla can join me on the Lego streams, and then we can be a little happy panel for the Lego streams. So that is what I'm doing. Audit lawyer fees. Auditing lawyer fees? No, more like a ask a lawyer sort of event. I do these things as a public service where I go into Detroit or I go to other municipalities and I offer sort of legal consultations for free. I'm a lawyer, but not your lawyer, but I can answer some questions for you kind of thing. And it'll be similar to that, except the people would have to sign a waiver. We can use fake names and whatever if they don't want. And then I'll be able to record it and then broadcast it. That's the idea. So, come to me with your legal questions. Even if you don't know if you have a legal question, but you think you might, let's sit down and have a conversation. We'll record it. And if it's good and entertaining and educational, then I'll edit it and post it. That's sort of the idea. Can you still be sued? What? Yeah, Zach can always be sued. All of us can sue Zach. And then I got to figure out a way to pull up the chats, because this is really annoying that I can't pull up chats. So, I love this guy. I just found him a few weeks ago. Thanks, Zach. I'm happy you're here. So, yeah, Shani Graham. I like OBS too. I've been messing around with it for actually a few years. When we did the presidential election night. I was actually using OBS. I played around with it a little bit, and it's been fun. I just really got to buckle down and get it set up, get all the different scenes set up so that it's an easy transition, and then go from there. Yeah. You got your number one in one day. Badly go. Wait, what? Looks like day one tomorrow. What's day one tomorrow? Oh, the Devon trial? What's that? I don't know what that trial is. But Salvador's apparently going to stream it, so that'd be awesome. It's like if Dave Ramsey cussed people out. This guy's pretty good, actually. I found him because he did one with Whitmer, Governor Whitmer. And let me see if I can pull it up. And it was it was really good. He did sort of a financial audit on the state of Michigan with Governor Whitmer, which was just amazing. Here, let me.
Ladies and gentlemen, special episode today with the governor of Michigan. I'm going to be auditing the state's finances. But quick little introduction to say, especially when we're kind of slashing and then saying, no, it's going to go into
he goes into
EV battery plans. I'd love to hear your perspective.
He actually calls her out on stuff. Let me see. There's a segment in here.
Like you ever made.
That I ever made? I mean, I maxed out a credit card at 18 immediately on a piano. I wanted to get a piano because I was going to be a music major. I have to get a nice piano, $2,500. Just there you go. Or McDonald's every day, junior year of college. Also maxed out another $2,500 card.
At McDonald's?
And that's why we got this. That's why we got this, baby.
There's widgets and there's add-ons
so we already
for
talked about, some
pulling up
spending
chats
incentives cut back
on this too.
from the Ford Marshall Plan. Then there was the
Look, she's
the
getting a
Make
little
It
nervous.
in Michigan, where he spent $1 billion on 5 EV plants as of
Yeah,
2025.
he's getting into the pork.
Lawmakers killed that multi-billion subsidy program, right?
Well, we're retooling a bit. So I'm working with the legislature to make sure we still have some good economic development tools. But you gotta retool. You gotta be nimble. We're competing against Ohio. We're competing against Japan.
Just so you guys know, this guy, the host, was originally from Michigan. He lives in Austin now, but I think he moved in 2020. So he's fairly recently a Michigan resident.
So we've got to have the tools we need.
And then pork. Government loves pork. We got $950 million there. So 234.
Mind you, $950 million in government pork for the state of Michigan. Its debt is $1.3 billion. So most of that debt could be done away with if they got rid of these pork projects. He goes through them. It's great. And if you never watch this guy, so he goes through and he's like, okay, so here's your necessary bills. Here's your income. Now let's cut out all this unnecessary stuff. So he's like, stop going to McDonald's. Stop going to the gas station and buying shit on your way home. Stop all this unnecessary spending.
$1 million public infrastructure grants, like $50 million for downtown Pontiac, $20 million to the city of Wyoming, $20 million Detroit Greektown corridor, $5 million to Grand Rapids Children Museum, $122 million community enhancement projects, like $12 million statewide YMCAs, $5 million Detroit Fisher Building, $5 million Special Olympics, $5 million West Michigan Chamber. Do they not have their own money? Special Olympics.
I mean, Special Olympics? Are you against Special Olympics?
No, not the biggest fan of taxes sometimes.
I understand.
Especially now that I have to write the check instead of it getting automatic.
I get it. But, this is not unique to Michigan. It's not great. And we are making changes to have more transparency in the process.
Yes.
To make sure that people who are promoting whatever project they want to get done have to do it so many days in advance.
Yeah,
so
my
that
Lego
the whole
budget
world
is
can
ridiculous.
scrutinize it so that they can make
That's why I
the
keep
case that
having
it's the
Wendy
right thing
send
to
them
do.
to me.
And trust me, I qualify for the Special Olympics. I'm $91 million for healthcare projects, $20 million to the Henry Ford Health, $30 million Saginaw Medical Center, $10 million for Detroit firefighter health support, and then dozens of smaller options like $900,000 to a Troy cricket field, because lots of Indian immigration there, $200,000 to New Buffalo Disc, and $1.6 million Grand Rapids Ballet from the States. Why can't Grand Rapids do that?
It's a good question, Caleb. I'll have to tell you what legislator asked for that, and you can
Okay.
ask them that question.
That's just, I love my home state.
I know. Well, this
It's just
doesn't
like-
make sense when you're looking at it from 40,000 feet.
At least she's willing to admit that it doesn't make sense when you're actually looking at the numbers.
Get it.
But don't
I
we,
get it.
before we...
I understand, but at
Sign
the
it?
same token, I got to get a budget to my desk, and
Yeah.
legislators come with their, with their special projects, and they negotiate
Yeah,
them
she
in,
absolutely is
and
running in
I
2028.
introduced the budget. It doesn't have any pork in it. All right.
Yeah.
When I introduced the budget, so these are not things that I ever
Well, I can appreciate
was
that.
advocating for.
Yeah.
But the legislature gets their shot at it, and this is often what you see.
Detroit downtown boxing gym, $2 million. Detroit Zoo, $7 million. We like the zoos. They're great. Zoos are exciting. Frankenmuth Youth Sports Complex, $10 million from the state. Potter Park Zoo in Lansing, $10 million. This is the part of the show where I usually go through the spending, and it's like, we got some bullshit spending in there. We got some fucking taquitos, all right? That's what we call them here. This is some
Taquitos?
bullshit. Yeah, you're stopping in the gas station, get yourself some bullshit. Some Special Olympics bullshit.
I love how he calls it out. He calls it out like it is, and that's what was great. Here's another. Where is it? I don't know if I can find it, but he calls her out on all kinds of stuff, and so I really liked the episode, and so I started watching some of his other stuff, and I said, you know what, it would be interesting to do something like that from just a legal perspective instead of a financial perspective. So I might be trying to do some things like that. Canada's budget? Oh, God. I can't even imagine what Canada's budget is. It'd be all kinds of nonsense. So, close player. Yes, close player. All right. So, some things to work out. I got to add some plugins. There's so many things I need to add to this. Yeah, right, Dolly? I could give some legal advice to other streamers about how to avoid a lawsuit. I could, but should I? All right. That's all I have. I'm just messing around, playing with stuff. Come back for a Lego stream. Actually, I think we're going to have a Lego stream on December 6th. I think. I don't know. We got to lock in a date. I think it's December 6th. So we're going to have a Lego stream. Hopefully something before that on my MLS channel. But, oh, you know what I need to do? I need to move that up there. That should be on top. The MLS should be on top. Yeah. All right. Figure this out. And there's no exit video. Because I don't have one. Oh, you know what? Maybe... Can we do this live? Can we add an exit video live? Let's see here. Let's see. Media source. Let's find a media source. Nope, that's not right. Oh yeah, okay. Let's see. Where's my videos and such? Videos and shorts, and then we have Nick and Dave intro. We have, let's see, where is my, why do I have a Zach video? Why is there a Zach video in here? Where are my videos? I gotta find them again. Let's see here. Music. I got music. I want to play music. I want to play a video. All right. Let's just search. Exit. I think it's called Exit. Lego Exit. MLS Exit video. Is that the right one? It's probably old. We'll play it anyways.
When I was young, my dad Cause